everybody, welcome back for some more Tekken 4. Last time we finished Marduk, and looks like we unlocked Nina finally, so there's that. I don't like this order of characters here. So, just to keep things simple, I'll try to mostly focus on the base roster, and then I guess after we finish these 10, we could just do Eddie right after, or just somewhere during it. Fuck it, we'll do Steve. Fuck it, we'll do Steve. Contrary to belief, I'm not a great Steve player either. Although I will argue that Steve is like a shit ton easier to play. Oops, I hope that didn't knock anything out. I don't think so. He's a shit ton easier to play in Tekken 8 though, that's for sure. But yeah, I did like to play Steve back in the day, and I've kind of dropped that for a while. I don't know, I thought he was neat. I kind of liked him in Tekken, or Street Fighter Cross Tekken a bit. But for the most part, again, I'm not really much of a Steve player. Yeah, see, here's a... I hit square and it gives me that... I don't know. Who cares? It's weird seeing Steve jump. So anyway, Steve is a boxer character. So essentially he has a lot of duck and weaves, you know, that kind of thing. His kicks are going to be a lot of your ducking and weaving. And he should have like a machine gun punch thing, I could have sworn. But it has been a bit since I've played him. But yeah, he's mostly all punch stuff. Which is relatively like, I guess you could say, the somewhat complete opposite of Hua-Rang, who is relatively almost all kicks for what it's worth. Although, granted, with Hua-Rang, he's actually a, you know, big stance type character too. So there's that. Bam, nice. Now maybe after this episode, I should stop recording Tekken 4. I don't want to go overboard like I did with Tekken Tag, which, by the way, that was rough. I like Tekken Tag 1, don't get me wrong, but holy shit, that was a rough playthrough. Had a lot of just not very nice comments on it. A lot of people bugging me about things I told them not to bug me about, which I should have said in this episode, or episode 1, sorry, I should have said that in episode 1, but I don't take recommendations. Yeah, I know, the one thing that didn't get stolen. I'm going to keep bringing that up every, yeah, at this point I'm going to probably bring that up every video, but yeah, I'm surprised. Yeah, I don't actually take recommendations for characters to play, so I apologize ahead of time. If you want to see a character, you're just going to have to go fucking find them from someone else. And if you tell me to play a character, I'm probably most likely not going to play that character right then and there. I'm going to play them whenever I get around to want to play them. So, you'll just make it worse. I know it seems very petty, it seems very dickish, but when you're here on YouTube for so fucking long, and you've heard just about everything, and people just be dicks, it kind of makes you not want to do things. I'm sorry, I'm a petty asshole, that's just how it is. Oh my fucking lord. Why did I let him land that? Why did I think for even a second that I could block that? That was fucking stupid of me. The very concept that I was like, yeah, I could probably just block that, that's fine. Welcome to my Steve plays where I just duck backwards and then press a button. Luckily, Steve's not, I don't think he's too hard to play, necessarily. I think in terms of combo-wise, like, I'm not going to be the best when it comes to Steve combat. I get, like, majority of his stuff. But, yeah, I'm not the best. I think you can fall with a launcher from that move. That duck right there, I think you can fall from a launcher from that. When you bash into him with a shoulder bash. I think so. Also, Steve should have like a low move or like a low kick move. I don't know if that was something they introduced in later games, but he has like that one where you can kind of like step on somebody's toes. Which I'm not sure how legal that is in terms of actual boxing. I'm not sure. I don't pay attention to boxing at all. You'd think I would be into it, but I'm really not. Damn it. There it is. So it's down and forward 4, and then you hit 2. For fuck's sake. Sorry. Well, what does square do? Oh, okay. Damn it. Yeah, even as like even me trying to juggle shit. Wait till we get to Tekken 8, then you guys will see me play at least a little better, but then again, I still do it. I still argue that Tekken 8 is still fucking piss easy when it comes to just the entire game in general. It's too easy, honestly. I don't mind the dopamine rush that you get when you land combos in that game. You know, it does kind of feel nice. Although, to be fair, most of my combos halfway through have heat in them. And not only have heat, but also rage art at the end sometimes, or just a wall splat. And I just do this like I do in regular Tekken, to be fair. So, realistically, a lot of my combos are kind of just... Yeah. My characters just tend to kind of play for me at that point, I feel. Okay, good, we got that one. Because that was rough. Yeah, I wonder if these stage layouts, I wonder if that's why people don't like Tekken 4. I don't know why they don't. That I've heard online, of course, so, you know, take it with a grain of salt. Whether or not that's true, I don't know. It just, every time I look at Tekken 4 stuff, it always seemed like that's what people would say. Or like I've heard around like once or twice. Not everything. I don't know why I keep making shit up. It's a bad habit of mine. Keep exaggerating everything that's not true. I've seen somebody say it before that like Tekken 4 was not a good one. I've seen that around. So that I'm not lying about. I just don't know where and what and how or whatever. See, this is what sucks about playing Tekken 4. Is I want to play more. God damn it. I want to fucking keep going. And it's like, yeah, I like this game. Yeah, Neutral Force just that. Okay. Yeah, I should know Steve by now, but I really don't really know Steve that well. I just know him enough to play him. I know the basic combo, like, basic stuff. I was going to say basic concept, not basic combos. So don't fret, you know, Steve players. I wasn't going to say that I know how to combo with Steve, and then clearly not. I wonder if that's the famous law triangle combo, where you just hit triangle every 5 seconds. Or every button press is just a triangle. I was going to say, I should stick with that, but he's probably going to go for a low kick. And he sure did, and I still fell for it. Yeah, I knew that was coming. One little tiny mistake and you get fucked. See, that's a concept I wish most people would understand. Like, you make one little mistake and you get hit, you get punished. You shouldn't really complain because it's like, well, you got punished. I don't know what to tell you. You should learn from that. You should learn from the idea that, like, that happened and take it with, you know, what it is. I was reading, actually today when I was looking up the characters, I found this thing on Reddit. I know. But I found a thing on Reddit talking about how Tekken made people a better person. And somebody brought up the fact that, like, it makes them reassess whenever they lose, right? Like, they'll just reassess the situation when they lose. They'll try to, like, learn from it and figure out, like, why they lost. Which is good. That's what you want. You want to understand how. And I do honestly feel like Tekken is a pretty good game for that type of stuff. I always say, and I always will say, that Tekken, regardless of which game you're getting into, except for, okay, you know what, I'll take that back. Except for maybe except for one and the original few of them, but I'd say Tekken 8, obviously, is a very super casual friendly one now, I feel. If you just want to have fun and just learn and just get those cool, flashy combos out pretty easy, or a lot easier than Some do. Also, isn't like Nina his mom or some shit?
Come on, baby. Show me what you got.
Never mind.
Round one.
That might not be it. I don't remember. I could have sworn they're related somehow, I think. Well, whatever. Anyway. So, I do feel like Tekken 7 might be one of the harder ones to get into, though. I feel. That's not me trying to gatekeep. I'm just... I just feel like that's the case. I remember, even, you know, I didn't struggle too much, but, you know, it's just enough to where, like, I wasn't the best. I've never been the best at Tekkens anyway, still, regardless. I feel like for getting into Tekken, you know, even though, regardless of, I would say whether or not Tekken 7's hard, Tekken 5, especially arcade, yeah, that's some bullshit. I would argue that, like, Tekken's still, like, one of the best games to get into if you would just want to have, like, fun with your friends and just learn at, like, a casual pace rather than just get too hard into it. If you want to get into anime fighters, then definitely, like, Guilty Gear is a pretty good one to start with. Blaze Blue. Which, some people are probably like, I have no fucking clue what you're talking about. How... Blaze Blue and fucking Guilty Gear for anime fighters, like, that's just too fucking hard, dude. And it's like, well, yeah, that's kind of the... That's why I want people to get into them, because they can learn from that. If you want an actual, genuinely, really good, solid, relatively easy game to kind of pick up and learn and play for an anime fighter, Unist. On Your Night and Birth, no doubt. I keep saying Unist because that's what I technically started with, but, yeah, Unist, I would argue, is a really good one to get into. It's got a lot of really good stuff. A lot of, I would say, easy potential combo things that you can do. Like, it feels like the game's, like, super fluid, and that's what I like about Tekken and Under Night, is, like, they feel really fluid. The reason why I bring up Guilty Gear for, not so much Strive, but more so, like, Rev 2 and such, is because of the training stuff that you can do. But when it comes to it, like, if you just want to get into fighters, like just fighting games, then obviously Street Fighter 6, yeah, Street Fighter 6, and Tekken 8 are like your two best bets. I'd say maybe avoid Mortal Kombat just because, especially Mortal Kombat nowadays. Like, I don't feel like Mortal Kombat is all that great to get into. You can, but you know, I don't know, whenever I hear people say, like, they want to play Mortal Kombat or whatever, I'm like, you don't even really fucking play fighting games then, do you? You want to play Mortal Kombat and not, like, 9 or something, then I don't know about that, Chief. That just gives me the feeling like, yeah, you don't really fucking play these games. You just say you do. Which always kind of sucks, too, because, like, I know people that do only want to play, like, say, Smash. Smash is a pretty good one. I still consider Smash a fighting game. I know I'm going to probably get some people that are argumentative about that, but I still argue it's a fighting game. I'm not going to explain my argument. I'm just going to say that I think it is. Fair enough. But, people will be like, yeah, you know, let's go play some Mortal Kombat or something. It's like, it's some MK11, some MK10. Nothing really that wrong with 10, but 11? No. 1? I don't even own 1, man. I played it. I don't own it. I just don't really care enough to really want to own it. But it's like, that's all they want to play. They don't want to try anything else. They don't want to try Guilty Gear. They don't want to try, you know, Under Night. They don't want to try anything. They don't even want to try fucking Soul Calibur. And it's like, come on, man. Or even fucking Tekken, because it's like, oh, you just beat my ass. That's another thing I hate, too, is, like, hearing people whine about the idea of, like, oh, well, you're just too good at that game. You'll just kick my ass at that game. So the fuck up. Or so... I was trying to say, like, two things at once. It sounded like I was trying to say grow the fuck up. So what? You know? Like, just learn from it, then. Like, I can teach you, but, like, nobody ever wants to just figure it out. They just want to... They just want that instant knowledge of it. That was another thing I was bringing up with my brother, too, is, like, I feel like trying to teach people, like, I'm a terrible teacher, because, like, I don't want to teach somebody who doesn't want to learn. Because I've done that, like, well, I don't want to say, like, it's true, but I think in all technicality, like, I was the start of getting my brother into fighting games. I hate saying that because it sounds extremely fucking douchey when I say it. Because, like, I got him to play... Well, we played Melee back in the day. But, like, when it comes to, like, traditional fighters, you know, I showed him Tekken 2, and it all kind of went uphill from there, right? But he's, in all cases, he is the Under Night guy of all things. He showed me Under Night. And back then, I wasn't even into it. I was like, whatever, it's fine. Little did I know that it would be one of the best fighting games I've ever played, so... But I got into Guilty Gear, and then he got into Eunice. And I kind of showed him, like, Guilty Gear, and... I think that was around the time he wasn't really into fighting games much, still, but then eventually got him... he got himself into Eunice, but see, that right there, that's the reason why I was okay with not having to teach him fighting games much. Like, I showed him the ropes, you know, when it comes to stuff, but for the most part, I didn't really get him into it. He just kind of found his own game, and he went from there. He kind of just learned on his own. That's what I was bringing up to him, too, is like, I feel like when it comes to people, like, your intention to learn, your want to learn is why I would teach you fighting games. If I get the feeling that I go to teach you Eunice, which has happened once before, if I go to teach you Eunice, and you're just not fucking getting it down, and you just look bored as shit, and you look pissed, why the fuck am I wasting my time on you? Why the fuck would I want to care to bother teaching you this shit when you're just gonna fucking be bored the entire time and just not want to learn? You need to have, like, that, because, like, the need to learn comes from, one, just being excited about it. Well, even if you're not, like, super excited about it, like, or whatever game we're playing, the fact that, you know, it's a good sign if somebody decides to go look up combos online, or they just tell me, like, yeah, I started playing the game on my own, and I started learning that way. It's like, thank God for that, you know? But that's another good teacher, too, is learning on your own. You don't really need me to teach. Maybe I could try to, like, you know, get it out there, but for the most part, I don't really need to technically teach somebody. I just wish that people would have the incentive to want to play it on their own time. And if they want to some advice or whatever, you know, after they've looked stuff up and they're curious about these games, then yeah, like, all right, I can, you know, I can give you some advice now. That's how I feel about it. Like, I feel like if you don't have the intention of, like, looking something up and getting interested in a fighting game, relatively on your own accord, or at least after I've showed you some fighting games, you're just a lost cause to me, basically. You're not going to get into it, you're not going to want to play them, you're not going to care. Because funny enough, my other brother and my sister are basically the two that I can think of that just cannot get into fighting games whatsoever. Like, my other brother, for example, we played Dragon Ball FighterZ one time because he wanted to kick my ass at Dragon Ball FighterZ. Because he does that shit where he'll say, like, oh, you know, I'd kick your ass at it, I'd kick your ass at it. It's like, alright, do you want me to teach you how to play the game? Oh, no, I got it. It's like, dude, if you don't understand at least the basics of the game, like hitting square and triangle is not going to help you. This is why fundamentals are so fucking important, people, because, like, if you don't understand the fundamentals of fighting games, you're going to have a tough time. Like, if you don't understand how neutral works, or how spacing works, or zoning works, or even just basic combo shit, then... Or not even just basic combo stuff, but just in general stuff. Like, right now, like, I'm hitting so many fucking buttons, I'm mashing so many buttons, that obviously Heihachi is going to hit me, right? He's going to kick my fucking ass. How do I know how to do this low? Simple, because I just do. Because it's Tekken, and Tekken has, like, a lot of really cool, like, command buttons that you can press, which is really sweet, by the way. That's what I love about Tekken, is, like, the motion input stuff. Not motion inputs, but, command inputs. Everywhere. Like, almost everything can be pushed into something. Like, if you... It's hard to explain, but if I do, like, a back move, like a back punch, or even, like, a back two punch, it sometimes can end in, like, a heavy punch, you know? That's just a thing that Tekken gives you. Relatively universally. It's really nice. Not all... Well, okay, not all the time, but just enough to where, like, it feels like it's pretty universal. Hey, fuck! Fuck you, Heihachi, goddamn! Anywho, so if you don't know, like, oh, I should block and wait my turn, then you get hit and you get your ass whooped, and then you're wondering, like, why am I getting my ass whooped? Oops. Funny enough, I just in recent years, like just last year, found out that Nina had her own fucking game. I unironically did not know that. She's running like she's trying not to pay child support. Oops. And then Steve gets arrested in 5. That no wonder he doesn't appear. I'm just kidding. Anyway, there's Tekken 4. There's Steve. Thank you all for watching. Hope you all enjoyed, and I'll see you all next time for some more Tekken 4. And of course, as always, take care, everybody.